guys, so today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I have been wanting for so long to make a video about this because I think it's something that's kind of really serious, and me dealing with it myself and overcoming it, I really feel like I have advice to give, and I can help some people out there, and I feel like I really can help some of you because I have been through stuff that nobody should have to go through. Nobody. And this video is going to be about bullying and the use of words that are not nice and words that should never really be said to people. Things, and by words I mean like people saying like the word fat. That word literally makes me cringe. Obviously I am not skinny by any means. I am a big girl. That's obvious. And, you know, my whole life I have been called fat. I have been called so many different names you could not even imagine. I've been called every single name. Every single thing that can describe a person that is bigger, I have been called that. I've been called everything. And it's really hard going through something like that because it really is almost traumatizing, and unless you've been through it before, you kind of probably think people are dramatic about it, but it's not something that is a joke, and nobody's being dramatic about it. I mean, some people could be, but it really is like, unless you've gone through it, you don't really know. And I feel like everybody has been bullied at least once in their life, whether someone's just being mean to them, they got into a fight and the one person is just tearing them apart verbally or even physically. It's just not right. And you know, nobody's perfect. That's not what this is about either. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have made mistakes, and I'm well aware that I have made my mistakes, but the thing is you have to learn from mistakes. And really, I feel like there's not enough awareness about bullying and things like that. I feel like there is awareness about it, but it's just not, I feel like it's not making a mark on some people, and something that does need to stop, and it's something that needs to be taken seriously because it is a serious situation. So basically, I'm not going to go into details with my story, but I was bullied pretty bad in high school. Pretty bad. Really bad. There was a lot going on, even within my own personal family life. Nobody was bullying me or being mean to me in my family life, but there was just other issues. We were moving a lot, which was hard on me. There was just a lot going on. It was a big transition for me. I don't want to go too much into details because it is a really personal thing to me, but there was just a lot going on, not only at school, but I feel like it's really hard for someone to go through all of that. And so basically, I was friends with somebody, and we ended up just having a really big fallout. And this was the beginning of my sophomore year. And they had, after I stopped being friends with them, they had tons of friends, and I had a very, very, very select few. I'm talking like 2. I didn't talk to many people. I kind of stayed to myself. I was really honestly depressed, and you could see, even if I tried to hide it, you could see it all over my face. My grandmother knew it, and I didn't even realize that people that I thought didn't know anything about it actually knew. Like, they knew something was going on with me. And basically, I had that friend, they knew something was going on with me, and basically I had that friend, basically the friend that I had a falling out with, started getting all of her other friends involved, which I'm gonna tell you, don't do that. It's not right. It's not okay. You never bring someone else into your own fights. If you can't fight your own battles, don't fight at all. It's not, and really I'm not condoning fighting at all. If you cannot stand up for yourself, don't bring all of your friends into it. And here's the problem is, I think also, is people will say mean things and do mean things to people just because their friends are laughing about it. Even if, you know, they go home and they're like, wow, that was really mean, you know, I kind of feel like a jerk, but, you know, my friends laughed at it, so I don't really care. I would literally get on the phone with this person at night and talk to them, and they'd be like, you know, it wasn't me, like, I really swear I didn't do it, like, it wasn't me who was saying this or doing this. Then the next day, she'd go and do it all over again because her friends were watching her, and she thought it was a great way to get popular or whatever. I don't really know. All I know is that it was one of the worst times in my life. I actually ended up dropping out of that high school. At the end of the year, I said, that's it. I'm not going there anymore. I put my foot down with my parents. I told them, I said, I can't. I have never missed so much school and failed in classes like that in my life. I don't fail. I don't do that. I don't strive to do that. If I am honestly confused, I'm confused in the class, obviously I'm not going to do so well, but I've never failed like I did that year, and I've never missed so much school. I've never slept during class. I've never been one of those people. I've been a really good student as far as paying attention, being respectful. I didn't care. Like, I did not care. I would sleep during my first period. I didn't care. I didn't listen to the teacher. I didn't listen to anything he had to say. People think that when they bully you, it doesn't affect your whole life, but it really does. It affected me. Like I said, I ended up dropping out of that high school. I was being bullied to the extent that people were leaving notes on my desk, like written notes on my desk. Either it's sarcastic, or people would pencil it in on like those black tables that you have in science class. People would like write in pencil stuff. It's so faint on the desk, nobody could see it. I had people blaming stuff on me that I didn't even do. I had nothing to do with. And the teacher would yell at me, and I didn't even do anything. Like, I ended up calling my mom so many days, asking her to come and get me. I didn't go to school some days. I just wouldn't go to school. I'd tell my dad I didn't feel good, and he knew better, but you know, I feel like my parents knew me better than that, but they knew also that I was having a really hard time. Some days, literally, I literally have voicemails still to this day where people actually threaten my life. You can't do that to somebody. You know, I'm not saying that I was totally right in the situation and that I handled everything the best way that I could, because looking back, I know I didn't handle it the way that I could have. In certain situations, I could have handled things better and stuff like that, but you can't bully somebody. Bullying somebody only gets you somewhere for 5 minutes. You only feel good for the time that you physically see that person getting upset. Besides that, you may get a good laugh out of it with your friends a little bit later, but when you look back on it a few years later, I would hope you look back and I'm like, wow, that was really messed up. If you don't look back and think that about yourself after you've bullied somebody and you know you've bullied somebody, then, you know, honestly, you still haven't grown up yet to the point where you notice it's not right. I feel the need, because I am who I am, the need to apologize to the girls that I had a big problem with. I still, to this day, 4 years later, 5 years later, still feel the need to reach out to them and tell them I'm sorry. That's just because that's who I am. Because, like I said, I know when I did stuff wrong too, and I know I didn't handle every situation well. One of the problems with people these days is I feel like they have a really big problem owning up to their actions. And you know, I did, like I've said, a lot of bad things and a lot of mean things to people. I have not handled situations the best way. I know for a fact I've done things that have pissed people off, but at the end of the day, I can look back at myself and say, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this instead. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people can't do. They can't own up to their actions, even to themselves in private. But I do my best to go up to someone and tell them if I've said something wrong or done something wrong. I try my best to go up to them and say, listen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have handled this way. You know, I was wrong. You have to be able to say you're wrong, because you are wrong sometimes. That's just the fact of life. We say things and we do things in the moment because we act on impulse. And we shouldn't, but we do, and that's just because we're humans, and that's just what happens. But anyways, I feel like I've gotten so off track with this video, and I want to do many more like this, but the bottom line is that bullying doesn't just affect like a little bit of a person's life. It affects their whole life, and it really does. and it's not something that anybody should be doing. If your friends are bullying somebody, don't laugh at it, and don't tell them it's okay, and don't laugh at it, and don't be afraid to stand up to them just because they're your friends. If they get mad at you because you're telling them to stop because it's not right, that's their problem, and they obviously have a problem, because if someone really has to tear someone down so badly where the person is leaving school and, you know, crying every day, and, you know, the person is really down, that person that's doing the bullying has some problems within themselves that they need to solve, because you should not get that much pleasure out of hurting someone, whether it be physically or mentally or emotionally. You should not get pleasure out of that. It's not right. It's not normal. And honestly, if you're doing that, you need to reevaluate yourself. It's not something I condone. I want to do more videos on bullying. So basically my camera battery is about to die. But if you guys need advice or you guys need someone to talk to, please message me. I will respond to you. Whether it's right away or not, I will respond. Also, if you guys want to see more videos like this about bullying and more advice videos just on anything else, whether it's about bullying or not, or being overweight, or being called fat, or skinny, or whatever that offends you, please let me know. I will do a video on it. I want to start incorporating more advice videos onto my channel. Honestly, you should take as much advice as you can get. Everybody needs advice. Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has a different view on things, and I feel like we should all listen to each other's opinions. So I definitely would love to do more videos like this. So if you guys have any recommendations, or you guys really do truly have some advice, leave it down below. If you guys want me to do these videos more often, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you like this video. And if you guys have a personal problem you don't really feel comfortable with saying it down in the comments below, like I said, leave me a message and I will get back to you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on bullying. It kind of was all over the place, wasn't very organized, but it just kind of came from my heart with what I felt at the time when I said it. So yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. It's a little bit different, but I hope you guys appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.